Hi guys, thank you very much for visiting my channel, for watching this video. So I haven't done these in a while, and my spirit teacher, I love her, Twinflame community, Sophia Charles. I love her. So anyways, so this video, I decided to, I was guided by watching her video to get into mission, get back on my series. And so this one I've decided to, I was guided to do it on resentment. So I was just listening to one of her videos, and she was just talking about the different types of blocks that we have that we are not aware of, or we are aware of, but because we dismiss it, we think that it doesn't cause any harm, or it doesn't have an impact, or it doesn't have its place anymore because we're adults and we've let it go. Let go, what is it? Let go and let God, and forgive and forget. You know, we hear that all the time, but the reality, the truth of the matter is that that's not true. And it's a very negative way to look at a problem or an issue. Certain things, yes, we do have to just like let it go, but the type of resentment that I'm talking about, the type of resentment that I want to tackle, that we should all tackle, are the resentment that impact and shift and shape us as adults, and they are impacting our everyday life, our the way how we do things, business, and especially in romantic partnerships. Okay, so I have my little notebook here, as I always do, because I like to get notes, make sure I don't go off topic, and make sure that everything is coherent and simple and straight to the point and clear, but you know, the intention still resonates. So I have done like a few things, okay, just like want to touch on, and hopefully with what I will bring to you, it will ignite or create a spark within you, because it's I don't know who's watching, and you have to know within you, use discernment basically. So how is the resentment blocking you? First of all, we have to accept, we have to be real with ourselves in the fact of we do have resentment. So the first order of things is acceptance of we have resentment, because if you deny it, you're denying your truth. And the law of the universe always looks at your vibration. The law of the universe doesn't care about if you are rich, poor, black, white, none of that. The universe is looking at, are you real with yourself? Are you standing in your truth? Are you speaking up for yourself? Because so within, this is what you will see without. How you feel on the inside, what you keep, what you block, what you desire, and all of these things on the inside, you want to see it on the outside. But it's the same with the negative stuff. It's like, if you block the negativity inside of you, you are living a half life. Therefore, you will always be manifesting half of your potential, half of the desire that you are seeking, half of the results, because you are not fully in your own truth. So how can we expect the person in front of us to give us 100% when we are not 100% in what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we're emanating? what we're giving out, you know. And we are in so much denial about our truth. Why? We're going to take a look at that, or we're going to touch on it, parts of it, the denial. Maybe I should do another one on denial. Okay. But let's go with the first place, the first instant, the first era that we need to look at with the resentment is childhood. We don't want to admit to ourselves hard truth, but then when we are in a soul connection, we expect our partner to give us the 100% truth, to be 100% authentic, to be 100% open and flowing with their stuff. But we are not open and flowing with our own stuff. We don't want to look at it. And then what we do to put a little bow on our own denial, we say, oh, well, I forgive and I let go. So that's our way of denying these resentments that's due to certain traumas. Where in your childhood did you have a bad experience? When? If you look back, like your younger years, childhood to younger years, before you went to college, okay? Before that, who was involved in this experience? If you look deep enough, you will see that you have resentment. And what happened in this traumatic experience? And how was the situation dealt with? How did the people around you that was supposed to protect you, nurture you, care for you, how did they address or handle your traumatic experience that you've experienced as an innocent child, unable to protect themselves, unable to speak up for themselves because you are a child? You are left in the care by the divine of mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, uncle, auntie took care of you. You were left in their care for protection. How were you not protected? Who was involved? And the how should I say it? The hard part in holding those responsible accountable for their actions is by looking also, because when she said it, I was like, oh shit, like I think I have one that I need to like go and address, and it's gonna be awkward as F. Okay. But I really don't care because one, I just heard it like 2 seconds ago, so that means it's a message for me. I gotta do it. And I don't want to look at it because I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's blah, blah, blah. And we create all of these reasons, but it's bullshit. It's bullshit because I've forgiven the situation. I don't have anything against the person, but I did not speak my truth to the person directly about how I felt by them being unresponsive, unemotional to my trauma. It was always like an understatement, but then when I think of it now, I never verbalized it to that person. And why it's important is because that person when they come around, it's like, oh, nothing like not that nothing happened, but it's like, oh, okay, well, I forgive the situation. I forgive the situation. Yes, I don't have anything against the person. Yes, but when I sit down and I think about my traumatic experience, and that, because the point is, who was helping cover that shit up? Who was telling you be quiet over your trauma? Who was unemotionally responsive to your feelings? Who enabled the accusers to get away with it? All of these people, you got resentment of all of these people. If there's 10 of them, like 2 people helped cover it up, 2 people told you be quiet, 1 person told you that you're stupid, the other person, like 3 other people said that you made it up. All of these people, if they are still in your life, you have resentment. There is resentment towards these people. And again, us not speaking our truth, we cannot ask of our partner to be in their truth when we are not. We can't ask our partner to address their karmic situations, their karmic events, who the same thing. We want them to do it, to clean shit up, so that you could be at peace and have your arm candy. That's basically it. But if you look at yourself, you will see how uncomfortable and hard that shit is. And what that does to a person is it creates a blocked throat chakra. And what that looks like is the inability to express your ideas. You're feeling insecure about your opinions. You either could be very manipulative, unconsciously or consciously. You can be manipulative, or you could have a tendency to speak little white lies. Okay. It could also come off as talking too much about yourself and also not being a good listener. But in that sentence, it's only because when you were younger, no one was listening to you. When you were younger, nobody gave a damn about your opinion. It was, kids, be quiet, sit in that corner. The adults are over here. Speak when you're spoken to. Be quiet when no one's talking to you. Okay? So it's not in a malicious way, but it's something for you to look at and address. Be real with yourself. Am I like this or not? At the end of the day, we can bullshit people outside any day long. You can manipulate whoever you want. Okay? You can't bullshit yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror. The only thing that you can do is avoid looking at yourself in the mirror. But by doing that, you cannot then ask yourself why, ask the universe why your life is not going the way you want it to. You're not looking at yourself in the mirror to address what needs to address, shift it, transmute it. The point is not to create war or not to go back in the past. The point is to clear these blocks so you can have your blessing. You have negative inside. Any negative emotion, it's a block. The more negative emotion you have, the more blocks you have. It's like one piling up on top of the other one. And we can never manifest in dark low vibrational energies, negative energies. We can't manifest in negative energies. It's the law of the planet. You have negative inside, you will manifest negative outside. It's 1 + 1. You clear that shit, be peace, balance within. Everything that comes out, everything that you see, everything that you touch will be peaceful, will be balanced, because it's a reflection of who you are. Also, I wrote down resentment can be due to injustice, a wrongdoing, or feeling undervalued. And again, that will just come across as being emotionally unstable, being withdrawn. You can be someone who is unforgiving of people's mistakes, but then we all want people to like have mercy on us, right? And it can also come off as being judgmental, because you were judged so harshly. You were you were being judged. So growing up, it's like, well, there's a certain bar that everyone needs to like go through or pass, you know, or you had to jump over all of these hoops to achieve approval. So now as an adult, unconsciously or consciously, you make people go through these hoops to prove their worth or prove themselves. And my twin is like that. And he is conscious about it. He says it. He doesn't, I don't think he is aware of how toxic that is. I tried to like explain it to him, but he has his own mind, and we're not here to tell anybody what to believe or what. We're just here to exchange our opinions, and it is what it is. Like, you say what you want to say, I say what I want to say, and you know, what we do with that information, it's up to us. And that's everyone in anything in life. And also, it could come off, your resentment could be masked as low self-esteem in going after what you want, or what you think that, what you know you are capable of achieving. Because it's like you have a negative, and we might think that it doesn't even make any sense. But if you think, like, if we just break it down to, I have a negative and I cannot manifest a positive. It doesn't matter what it is, it's a negative. Personal story or personal example. My father, and it's just so weird because my father has me on a pedestal, and as like daddy's little girl, I have my father on this pedestal. But he is emotionally manipulative, and the shit that comes out of his mouth when he's ready to go on a rant, it's toxic. But then what I was doing, it's like, oh well, it's daddy. Then we put the label, right? It's daddy, it's mommy, it's wife, it's husband, it's son, it's daughter, like whoever. Okay. Oh well, it's daddy, and daddy's from back home, and you know, back home have their way of thinking, and blah 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 blah, and blah blah. All of this, they're facts, but these facts level up to what it's making me feel. It's bullshit, because you're making me feel like crap. and I can't express that to you, or I thought that I couldn't because of the pedestal that he has put me on, which is something from one of my therapy sessions. She said that that shit is not cool, it's not fair, it's not healthy for our parents to put us on pedestals, for our parents to have these high level expectations of us as children, and us as children not being able to verbalize the pressure or the standard is too high. It's not normal. Okay? I'm saying it to you now. It's not normal. So then it's like, when you can't live up to that expectation, then it's like, well, he would like sometimes shut up, say like, are you my daughter? Are you sure you're my daughter? Oh, you're supposed to be smarter than that, blah, blah, blah. That's like a knife in my heart. The person that has you on a pedestal is questioning if they're your seed. How toxic is that? And putting something like that under the rug, pretending like it doesn't happen, it's toxicity 101. Okay? So if I'm able to do that over here, where else in my life am I able to take something so dark and toxic that's like a knife in my heart and just sweep it over? Okay? I know this because I do coaching. I have clients and whatnot, and also these stories, I'm like mixing them up to come up with something clear, but and not to make anybody feel like, you know. But there's this one twin that from their childhood, from what I picked up, in some of the stuff that they're saying and some of the stuff that they did not say, it's like they were, again, the cultural toxicity. This is how the culture is. This is how we do things. This is how we run things. Okay. And when you look at that person individually, has nothing to do with what the culture is talking about. That person is their own individual person. But then when you take a look at their childhood, I could see the patterns. It's like the parents were toxic, mommy and daddy both toxic, you being the first child. And imagine having your own parents telling you you're a piece of shit. Okay? In between words, possibly is like, why are you even here? Okay? And saying to you that you're nothing, basically. And then fast forward, what I believe happened is that possibly the mother wanted to, how should I say, make up, to compensate for her wrongdoings. But I feel what ended up happening is that the mother became the enabler of this person turning out to be this person having toxic traits, toxic way of living. Because the mother then put that person on a pedestal. That mother, again, this is just from what the person said, from what I intuitively picked up, and also just from like life, okay? That person, the mother then put that person, their child, on this pedestal, and it's like anything, like that child could do no wrong. So what do you think it's like raising a child, telling the child yes to everything? Well, at that age, you're not even a child anymore. But because of the culture, because of how things run, it's like you're a king. No matter what age you are, you're a king. Okay? So it's like the mother treating the child as a king or queen, and that child not being able to do anything wrong in their eyes. That's one. And two, let's say that child then turns around and does something that's very bad. Okay? The mother just not saying anything. Now it's the mother who's like sweeping things under the rug in the name of wanting to maintain a loving connection with the child, forgetting that I basically treat you like a piece of crap. I basically told you that you're a piece of crap and you're never going to be anything in your life. We never spoke about that, but let me just buy you a whole bunch of gifts. Let me just tell you yes to everything. Let me just do nothing just so you can be happy. So imagine instilling unconsciously, right, that type of behavior in a young adult. That young adult will then turn around and expect their partners, their girlfriends, their boyfriends to dismiss their flaws, dismiss whatever wrongdoings. And when you call them out on the wrongdoing, you're the perpetrator, you're the aggressor, because then they revert back into that 5-year-old self. They revert back into that 13-year-old self that's used to having yes to everything. But then it's like, when you turn around, when that person, that child grows up now and now is married, and you expect your partner to give you the same treatment, not only are you going to have resentment towards your partner, you're not going to know where it came from. And then your partner is not going to know what's wrong with you. Like, bro, you cheated on me. Like, why is it me that has to accept your flaws? Bro, you know? Or the wife, it's like you are codependent. You're clingy. Why is it up to me to be next to my phone every freaking minute to answer every one of your text messages? And if I don't answer your text message, all hell breaks loose. I'm gonna call you like 50 times because you didn't answer my one message. Or the classic one I get all the time. I literally get clients and they're like, oh, what should I do? I texted him 5 minutes ago. I texted him 5 minutes ago and he didn't answer. I'm freaking out. I'm like, bruh. After a while, I just kept on telling these twins, do you know that there's other twins out there that hasn't even gotten a freaking smiley face in 12 months? Months, years. And you're gonna spaz because the person doesn't answer? 5 minutes. Like, I'm not even joking. And some of you watching, you know it's you. You know it's you. It's like, it's not his fault that you have all of this rage and anger inside of you. And it got shit to do with a 5-minute time span. It ain't got shit to do with that. It has to do with low self-esteem, low self-worth that was not instilled when you were younger, and now it's up to your partner to fill that gap. And when they don't fill that gap, you're a piece of shit to me. I don't really love you. People like you, girls like you, boys like you, I can have 10 of them line up for me. I can have any girl I want. I can have any guy I want. This is our attitude. This is our attitude. But it's all resentment due to shit that has nothing to do with the people that you are dealing with now. Who's calling me? Mom. Mom is a big topic. She's messing up my recording. Oh Lord. Okay. But we're cool now with mom. Because in my like journey and whatever, it's like, I'm not doing this holding in my feelings anymore. People are gonna hear what I got to say, because I'm the only one sleeping at night with this shit rolling around. And once you empower yourself by addressing these issues that nobody addressed for you, it's self-empowering. And then we will not need for someone to validate us with a 5-minute text or whatever, you know? We wouldn't need that. We would not need people to jump through hoops to prove shit. It's either you're with me or you're not. It's either you're loyal to me or you're not. It's either you're down with me or you're not. I don't need to hate you. I don't need to dislike you. I don't need to have negative energy towards you, because I'm at peace with myself. But that peace comes with you addressing your inner trauma, your truth, regardless of who it is. Because we want our counterpart, our partner, to address their bullshit over there. But you gotta do the same thing over here. You don't want to address your mother for telling you that you're a piece of crap. You don't want to address your mother for not being the mother that you wanted. That's being dishonest with yourself. You're not telling your father it was not okay for me to see you beat the shit out of my mother. That's not okay. Oh, well, they know it. Okay, so say it. If they know it, say it. Oh, I don't need to say it. You're in denial. Because when you see injustice, you get outraged. I know I do. When anytime, any form of injustice, I go ape shit. Because there's a lot of injustice that was done to me and nobody spoke up for me. Now I'm doing it, you know? And with daddy, to go back, I tried to be the diplomatic with daddy, but daddy doesn't give a damn, okay? Daddy is old school, and daddy is not willing to change. Daddy is not even willing to listen. There's nothing you can do about it, but it's okay, because why? I said what I had to say in front of his face to face. And my mother was actually on the line too. And still after that incident, my mother was still trying to convince me to sweep shit under the rug. And I'm like, listen, okay, listen, Linda, listen. Zero toxicity in my life. I don't give a damn who it is. I'm done living dark nights of the soul over and over. I'm done living in darkness. That shit was like passe. I'm not. And now today she's changing her tune, because my father now, because he's like still back home, when he calls her, now she's like, oh, your father, blah, blah, blah. He's always telling me I'm going to hell. Oh, Didn't you want me to stick around for more of that? Now you're changing your tune because now she is going through her awakening as well. So it's just so funny. But I told her no. And then I actually had a blow up with her and I let her know because she was like, she said, oh, but it's your father. And, you know, now I'm doing my awakening and blah, blah, blah. I want peace and love. There's a difference in peace and love and toxicity. Peace and love and peace and love at the expense of toxicity. No. So then she goes, she tells me, she's like, well, you know, I can't guarantee anything, but any chance that I get to remind you it's your father and you have to like be in community. I'm like, I don't have to do anything. For me, there's no purpose of being in communication with my father. Why? Because of the title? But he's hurting me. And I'm expressing that he's hurting me and he doesn't care. He spins it around, makes it about him. So then she's like, well, you're going to have to block me. Listen, if you want me to block you because you're right now telling me, this is what I said to her. Are you actively telling me you're going to disrespect my wishes? Because I was asking her, stop pushing me to call my father. Me talking with my father ain't got shit to do with you. Whatever relationship I have with my father ain't got shit to do with you. That's your selfish needs in order to feel happy by seeing this father-daughter picture going on. Even if the daughter is telling you that that picture, it's an illusion. So, mother, are you actively telling me you're going to stay toxic in my life? And if that's the case, well, let me know now because I'll block you right now. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, now she's getting the toxicity. So now she's like, she's getting ready to block him as well. So the point is, guys, toxicity is toxicity. It creates resentment. That resentment stays blocked. That block doesn't go anywhere until you speak up. How are you going to release it? Meditate? But you're still seeing that person all the time. I can meditate tomorrow and then I see my example for some of my clients. Okay, warning. Okay, some could be triggered, but I also have my personal experience with this as well. It's like, you molested me. You almost raped me. You beat the shit out of me. We've never spoke about that, but then again, we're having Sunday dinners every week. Bruh, don't tell me, oh, I forgive and I let God. And no. That's the biggest lie. And this is why we are depressed, because we lie to ourselves day and night. We lie so hard, and we pay for it by having an unhappy life. So this is my little take about that. And when I do my series, I get very passionate because these are situations that we're all dealing with and nobody want to talk about it, nobody want to address it, but everybody want to manifest, everybody want to have $1 million, everybody want to have their soulmate, but nobody want to look at the shit we got to do to get that abundance. Because whatever reason, plug it in. Are you being true to yourself? Are you being real to yourself? Are you being real with the people around you? When you start doing that, your counterpart, your partner, they will do that as well. And like attract like. And that's about it. So I thank you very much for tuning in. If you want one of my t-shirts, this is my brand, Apron. You can visit my shop. Information will be down below. Everything is explained. So thank you. And I have another one coming. Yes, I have another one coming. So stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed. Please share this video. This needs to go like viral. Not for me, because like I gotta go through this shit myself. I gotta do it myself. It's to raise the frequency. I'm happy when you're happy. So peace and love. Bye guys.